And then the Character Collaborative, I mentioned briefly in the beginning, which I am a member of. It is similar, that kind of the type of members from NACAC. It is admission officers from all different colleges, some school counselors, and then independent counselors. What they're trying to do is find good people. This came out of the Harvard study from the Graduate School of Education, Turning the Tide, also from Penn, Angela Duckworth's study. And this has been the talk for the last 2 years of colleges want to find students with good character. And it's a little hard to necessarily know by reading an application. So just to show you, you could see that private schools, 32% say this is really important. Nobody's questioning if character is important. They're trying to say it's important in their admission process. 32% of privates, 17% of publics. And that's basically because the private schools sometimes have a little bit more staff and they're able to look at that. Same thing here, 42% of most selective, meaning they admit 50% or less students, so it's a very broad category, say it's very important to make sure you have character, versus as you go down, we can't see that last column over there, but it's much less important. So I was just at a conference about, I think it was last week. Yes, last week I was at a conference for the week, a virtual conference, and Trinity College shared how they're rating character. So I thought this was very interesting. They've done 5 years of research. They got a new admission team about 5 years ago, and they decided to put these predictors of success into their formula. What they're doing is, while they're looking at your application, so they're looking at your student's application, they're looking at the essays, they're looking at the teacher recommendations, and the counselor recommendations, and even the activities that you put on your application. And they have these 7 tick boxes. It's not a yes or a no. So if for some reason persistence didn't come up, you don't get marked in your essay or your activity, you don't get marked with a 0. But if it does come up, they are checking it off. They now it's been 5 years, and they realize that if you have one of these 7, you are more likely to have a higher GPA there, and you are less likely to withdraw. So these are important factors to Trinity. And then at the conference, it was also shared that these colleges are also assessing character while reading applications. There are many more, but these were the ones that kind of shared their rubric a little bit with us. So it was very interesting. As part of the Character Collaborative, we're pretty much in the next couple of years, there's going to be some type of assessment, but every college wants to do it a little differently.